Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's edition of REUZEL Facebook Live. Today we have a special edition for you. We have our third and final cut from London Calling. Some might say, what is London Calling? REUZEL's doing a collection. Yes, we did. We took ingredients from punk rock, rhythm and blues, 70s, rock and roll, and we cooked up a new collection of pork chops long enough to bang your head with. Length, natural flow, and texture are key additives to this haircut. And if you remember back a couple of weeks ago, we also had Travis. He did a mid-length from London Calling. And we also had Mr. Patrick. He did the long one from London Calling. And today, Miss Stephanie is doing the short one. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you have a warm welcome for Miss Stephanie Buckley, straight from Rhode Island. Miss Stephanie, how you doing out there today?
Hey, what's up, Curtis? How are you?
We're doing good, my dear. You looking good?
Hey, guys. What's going on? Feeling good.
That's
I'm
good,
ready
Mama.
for this. I'm
Awesome.
at my home away from home right now.
Your shop's very cute. I love your shop. Maybe we'll get a little tour a little bit later on. I'm very excited to see you. I'm very excited to see you cut today. I love watching you cut. One of my specialties that I do get to work with you a lot, and I absolutely enjoy that. So I'm thrilled about spending the next hour with you. And ladies and gentlemen, in the comments, if you give us about 30 seconds, if you want to ask Stephanie any questions today, we'll be sure to get your questions answered. Just give me just enough time for Facebook to feed it up to me, and I can get them answered over to her. So Stephanie, on with you, my dear.
All right. Thank you, Curtis. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I'm glad to be here today. I decided we are still in quarantine mode here in Little Rhodey. But I decided to come to my home away from home. It's been 6 weeks right now since we've been here. And it's been quite a strange time, right? So it's nice to be back in my element, ready to cut hair. It's a little weird I can't see faces and stuff like that because I'd love to see faces, but I'm really glad to be here with you guys. So like Curtis said, let's get into a little bit of hair. Well, I'm going to be doing the third cut that we have in our London Calling. Don't mind me, I'm actually doing this by myself, so I will be moving this a little bit, and I'll get my dude over here in the frame in a minute. But just want to talk a little bit about the London Calling. Like we said, it is about length, the natural flow and texture. You can see this is actually the cut that I'm going to be doing today. We do have it styled two ways on our collection, and this is the down forward right there. So you can see it's got a nice natural texture. It's really versatile cut, so literally you could put a little product in there and go. I did pre-style this actually with our Surf Tonic, which I'm sure Curtis probably pop up. Surf Tonic first, and then get that air dry. I did use it with a diffuser, so you got a little bit of natural flow, natural wave to that. And then I finished it out with our newer matte texture powder. Okay, so this is one way that we could style this cut, but then I'm actually gonna go through, show you guys the haircut, and then I'm gonna style it up, a little more of a textured pomp later. Okay, so getting into this, our REUZEL way, all right? We do have the sectioning is a little bit different with London Calling. I'm sure you saw the other day when Patrick showed you the sectioning, but this is our sectioning pattern for the London Calling. You got section 1 right here on the front, 2 over on this top, and then 3 and 4, okay? So just so you guys can see, good visual here. All right. I'm gonna get into cutting some hair right now. I've already Let me see. Let's get him down right in the frame for you. How's that looking? All right. So I already wet him down, and I did actually put a little bit of our grooming tonic in there, especially if mannequin has hair, does dry pretty quick, but this is our grooming tonic. Works really great as a cutting lotion too, helps keep the hair nice and evenly saturated. All right, and I did start to section a little bit. The only section I do have left to do is actually our front section. So I figured I would just show a little bit of sectioning. Nice little tip that I remember from back in the day with school at sectioning. Sometimes you get all discombobulated and then you got like crazy sections going on. But to get a nice clean section, if you always put your finger on the top of the comb and then take your other finger and put it where you want to go. So you got point A to point B. If you actually put it there, your fingers will always find each other. Check that out. Nice, easy, clean section, right? So I'm actually going to clip this up and get this out of the way. All right. So today, this cut is actually going to be all scissor cut. Especially dealing with longer lengths. Sectioning helps keep us where we want to be. So now we got that all clean, sectioned out. All right, so beginning with this cut, we're going to actually start still like we traditionally do with all of our REUZEL cuts. And I'm going to start my baseline, okay? I'm going to start right on the side, above the ear, in what would be section 3. Okay, and I'm going to wet this down a little bit just because he has been sitting here. And do have a little bit of our hair tonic in the bottle. Smells great, and it also helps break down any product that's in the hair. Okay, so again, I'm going to start section 3, baseline, right above the ear, because this is our squarest part of the head, and we want to keep that strong, masculine feel to it with square shape, okay? So I'm going to be doing 90 degrees. I'm going to start right above the ear. All right. If you guys notice, I am using my Mizutani Scorum House of REUZEL scissors. This is the titanium. I love these. Okay. So now I started above the ear and I'm going to work forward. Okay. So that's going to allow me to keep that square shape. And then I am going to work backwards to center back, keeping in mind the head shape. Okay, 90 degrees. Working right back and putting that baseline in. You guys notice body position, right, is huge, especially for ourselves, right? Because it's definitely takes a long toll on our body being behind the chair all day, right? So if I'm cutting without good body position, at the end of the day, I'm going to be even a little more sore. So right now, I like to keep in mind, right, my heart here is my target area. So this is comfortable for me. I can keep my arms at a good, even balance, and I'm not like twisting or turning my body in a way that's going to end up hurting me by the end of the day. Okay, so keep that in mind. You know, all too often we like to walk around and not use the chairs like we should, but as long as it's right here, put that little bullseye right there on your heart, it's a good level to keep it at. Okay, so now I have my baseline set in from section 3 and I went to the center back. I'm going to come right to the front. And I'm going to be taking vertical sections, working back, and cutting nice and square. So I am keeping this a little bit longer because we said this collection right here is about length and natural texture and that natural flow. Okay. And this dude has quite some length. It's probably been about 6 weeks since he's had a cut, right? Okay. And I do have my finger angle actually going in just a little bit. So I do have a slight taper coming on. And just like all of our other REUZEL haircuts, right? We put in that baseline. We're building that foundation right now. And then from here, I'm going to actually go to the top. Okay. So still continuing right back, vertical sections. You know, I've been cutting hair now for about, I guess it's 17 years. You know, short hair has always been a passion to me. You know, I ended up getting into hair because my hair has always been shorter since I was about 18 years old. But it was the toughest thing to find somebody to actually cut my hair the way I want it to be. So I started cutting my own hair, and that's kind of how I got into the game of doing hair. So short hair has always been one of my passions. You know, and it is a lot of structure and foundation, and of course, you have to be right on point, right? Because short hair is not forgiving like long hair. You know, so there does take a little more technicality to it, I feel. Okay. And again, you know, I'm leaving the length a little longer. I will go through afterwards and we'll taper him in and detail and finish. And notice even, I know you can't really see much, but my body is staying square also to my patron here. Let's see. And get that last little bit here. Then I can go through still and cross-check, taking horizontal sections to make sure that I am in place where I need to be. Okay, so now we get some good length. And now I got section 3 and 4 all set. I'm actually gonna go to the other side here. Okay, let's put that right up. Now again, I'm gonna be starting in section 3 on the other side. Baseline above the ear. Okay, so, you know, obviously I want that nice symmetry. There's no shame in the game over here. Come on over. I'm gonna measure that out. Come back over. There we go. Okay, again, putting in the baseline. Working above the ear to the front. And then again, we're going to continue back. With longer haircuts, I do like to actually cut a lot of point cutting, a lot of texture while I'm going in. Right now on the sides, I am cutting a little more straight. And then as I get to the top sections, I'll actually be cutting a little more point cutting into it. So I really think that is what helps longer cuts pop, is that lived in, not fresh looking haircut feel to it. Okay, and then as I come around the back here, I am going to be connecting to the center back where we previously cut. All right. And then again, we come back to the front. We take a vertical section, working back. So now my hand position and my body is going to be a little bit different on this side. Okay. So I'm right-handed. So obviously on the other side, I was actually cutting in to my palm. This side, I'm going to be cutting up, right? So my finger angle is really easy. It's going to be easy to determine that graduation. So I could very easily swing my fingers out a little too much. And then I could actually build up that weight a little differently on this side. So just keep in mind your finger angle. All those things are very important. Our finger angle, our body position, because it does play a big role in the haircut. All right, so I'm actually going to cut a little faster here. This guy doesn't really have that much hair density. I'll tell you, it's pretty strange how 6 weeks we haven't been here, and I can feel quite the difference. It definitely feels good to be back in the shop. We unfortunately do not have a date yet. I know we're looking at probably another few weeks before we even get back. Okay. I am standing a little to the side right now. I would be standing a little more directly in behind, but I want you guys to be able to see. All right, so I'm just actually going to trim this up a little bit. We're going to go back through afterwards, and I'll actually get that guy going. But now from here, what we're going to do is going to get to the top. So now that I have the baseline put in, I have my foundation built up to the baseline, I'm going to start working up here in section 2. So section 2, I did actually break into 2. So this is a crown, and then I do have the 2 side panels. Because when we're working with section 2 on this haircut, we're going to be bringing it back down to the baseline we created in section 4. Okay? So quite simply, I'm going to come right here. Take those sections down. And going to my baseline in section 4. All right, so we're going to be bringing it down 90 degrees to the baseline. Okay? So see my baseline's right here. And there we go. You know, again, elevation is huge. So when I say it's 90 degrees to the baseline, because it's quite easy that I could go 90 degrees up here, and that would be right too, right? But not for this cut, because I need to be 90 degrees at the baseline for my guide. I'll show you guys something cool that always struck me, right? So here I am at the baseline. You got that 90 degrees, right? And you can see I got that nice guide. But if my elevation isn't where it was when I did put that in, so even if I dropped it a little bit, watch, see how it actually almost comes out of focus. So you see how it moves? So I'd get a little lost in the cut. And the same thing if it's 90, it's nice and clean. Then if I move it up again, it's a little out of focus. So really paying attention to your elevation, you know, utilizing the mirror, watching yourself. All those little things can actually really affect the haircut. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna comb this all over here right now. This is all section 2, down to the baseline of 4. And then I'm actually gonna do it on the other side, same thing. To make sure I got it all going. My base, my guide. All right. So right now I just got all that foundation in the wet cutting. I love dry cutting. That is my favorite part about the haircut, right? Because once we dry the hair, and then I'm going to be going through and really seeing how that texture of the hair naturally moves, then I really feel like the haircut comes alive. Me cutting it right now wet is just putting in that shape. Okay. So now I put crown section in section 2 into it section 4. And now from here, we're gonna actually move to the sides still. This is still section 2, but I'm gonna be bringing it down to the base of section 3. All right. Still bring this down nice and square. Looking for my guide right there. And because there's not a lot of hair density, I'm going to bring that all down. Okay. How's everybody doing out there? Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. Section 2 down to section 3.
None as of yet, Steph. Everybody,
all right.
You're just kind of watching you work and how beautiful and clean your sections are.
Thank you.
A few people are saying hello.
Hello. It's strange not being able to see faces. You know, at least we have such a social industry.
I know, and I've been talking to this microphone like it's an actual human.
Right?
Well, you did hear the story. Yeah, you did hear the story. My girlfriend got me an actual Wilson, like from the volleyball, so I could talk to Wilson.
So you got a buddy with you next to you?
Yeah, I got Wilson in my
That's
microphone now,
great.
so I should be good to go. But she's home now, so I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go see her. So enough of my personal life. Back to your haircut.
Nice. Nice. All right, so again, I just came over to the other side and I'm bringing section 2 all the way down to section 3 to that baseline. Okay. So you guys can see my guide. All right. So now we have the sides and the back all set. Brings us to section number 1. Now this obviously can be switched up a little bit. Desired length in the front is what's gonna be the big thing here, depending on how short or long you want it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take a little part of section 1 and bring that over to the side. And now my finger angle is what's gonna really give me where I want to cut, just like most of our other haircuts. Okay, so I have section 3, and I'm gonna leave a little length here right now. I do want this a little longer. All that natural length and texture. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it all over. And again, my finger angle. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Keep missing this little guy over here. There we go. These stands are amazing. This makes it nice and easy for me to move it around without blocking your view. So again, on the other side, I'm going to come down. I'm going to connect section 3, section 1, and my finger angle is determining that length. We did cut most of that over there on the other side, so there's really not too much to cut over here. Okay, so now we're going to move to the top. Okay, I'm going to come stand over here.
So Steph, in that section, what would be different in like that in the long trim that you're that longer section in the front? Would there be any difference between that and the long trim, or what's your opinion on that?
Not really so much. The biggest thing that is going to change that is just the desired length. So
Right.
Depending on how short or long somebody wants that to be.
Gotcha. Just that way some people
But it
can
is
correlate.
very similar to that.
Yeah. That way so they can correlate a little bit, just so they can, because this being kind of new, and that was a good way that I correlated with that longer section and getting that desired length.
For sure. Okay, so now we're coming up here, and I'm actually going to take a mohawk section. You know what? Maybe I'm going to actually turn this guy sideways so you guys can see this. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to be taking a mohawk section, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect section 2 to section 1 with gaining the length in the front. Okay. So here I got section 2 is back here, and I'm going to section 1. And I want to keep that shape, right? Building length to the front. And bring that right up. Like I said, I do like a lot of texture. So I'm going to be doing a little point cutting here. You know, I could cut straight across.
Steph, move your
but
camera
that's
up
gonna,
just a little bit. There you go. Perfecto.
better? All right.
Yes, perfect. And our lovely friend Bree says your sections are smooth as butter.
Thank you, Brie. Appreciate that greatly.
We miss you, Bree. Hope you're doing well.
All
Last
right,
time we
so I
saw Bree,
connected
we
those.
were in New York City getting canceled on for coronavirus. She was not
No,
joining
last time we saw Brie was in Philly.
That's what we were supposed to see her at, and then she
Yeah.
couldn't make it because she had her little wedding thing she went to, I believe it was.
Yeah, that was
And
crazy.
I pretty much, well, I went to cheeseburgers and all that good stuff, but I've been pretty like that's pretty much when all hell broke loose when we were in New York.
Oh yeah, that's right after we set up. They decided to declare a state of emergency, which is pretty intense. Being out there.
Pretty bad.
All right, so now I have that Mohawk section, and I connected 1 and 2. I'm going to take radial sections just across so that I can go through and take out that interior weight, make it all nice and even. Okay, bringing it right up and point cutting. There's not a ton of length here. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And again, I'm going to come over to the other side, take a radial section. And connect these guys. All right, so now I have the whole foundation of the cut put in there. Okay. So you see, it is pretty similar to, our long trim pompadour. It is a little bit longer. We are gonna do a little more texturizing and stuff with the dry cutting. So, and then I'll go through and detail everything else after. So what we're gonna do now, this guy, I'm gonna blow dry him. Like I said, I wanted to style him up and back compared to the pre-done. Take a little more grooming tonic. Great. There we go. All the features and benefits of that. Let's get some nice light hold, a little extra volume. Okay. Wipe off his face. Guy's a little dirty. There we go. All right. So I'm actually going to take my vent brush. I'm going to use my Babyliss Steel FX. All right, now I got the hair nice and wet again. So I do want to style this back. I always like to start real quick in the front, just to hit any of the regrowth area. A lot of times growth patterns like to grow forward, and because I'm styling this up and back, I want to get rid of any of that growth pattern. That. And now I got my vent brush. So I'm going to start it on the side too, kind of bring this back. I don't want a lot of tension because I do want a lot of that natural texture to the hair to pop up. All right, so now I'm going to come to the back. put a green highlight in here. So I'm going to now finish blow drying this from the back to the front. So that way I don't have dry hair laying on wet hair. All right, and I'm actually going to turn the speed down a little bit. Use my fingers a little more on top because we want that natural texture. Just using the vent brush. I'm making sure I'm lifting up the root. So I do want to get some good volume out of this though too. Turn this guy around. And again on the other side. You know, the grooming tonic is probably one of my favorite products. It is a very versatile product. You could actually put that in your hair just when it's damp. Set it and forget it. It has a little nice light hold to it and moisture. Or, you know, as I'm using it right now to help blow dry. Give a little volume. You know, we do use that on a lot of our blow dries here, even for ladies. Get a nice clean smell to it. My shop is a full service salon, so we do have hairstylists and barbers, and we do all sorts of hair. All right, so I'm just drying the hair right now because I'm going to go back through now and do a lot of dry cutting. When I put all the texture in there, I can see where the hair moves, where there's any weight. You know, wet hair tends to lie a little bit. It's really easy to be deceived with the direction the hair is going to go in when it's soaking wet because it's easy to manipulate that way. So when it's dry, we get to see all the growth patterns and italics, anything like that kind of come to life that are going to be fighting with us on our day-to-day styling the hair, right? So that's definitely one of our philosophies, right? To give a great haircut, you need a blow dryer. And this makes all the difference. Okay. All right, so now I get that dry. I'm gonna go through. And this is when I'm gonna clean all this up. Detailing on the ears. So you can see it's already got good volume, and all I've used so far is the grooming tonic.
I just wanted to check in with everybody. If everybody will stay to the end, I have 2 surprises for you. If you stay to the end, they're worth waiting to hear what they are. I got a,
Everybody loves surprises.
yeah. I can't say because we got a back. We'll get to it, but stay to the end.
I hear you wanna say it.
Yeah, I want to. You know me, I can't keep a secret. But today I am. I'm holding till you're done.
Nice. So I'm gonna do a little styling with our newer products. Oh, what earpiece is falling out of here? Okay. So now I'm gonna go back through and really do a lot of that texturizing. Some more deep point cutting. Taking a lot of that weight out. You know, we have a lot of great new products that's come out this past year, and we've a lot more coming out soon. That's what today I'm going to showcase and show you guys our matte paste. But I do hear that we have maybe, what is it, like clay spray coming?
You said it, I didn't. We do have a really cool product coming out soon called clay spray, though. Yes. That's not one of the surprises, though, so you still have to stay to the end.
I'm really excited about that. So all about that texture, especially my hair. That's what I tend to use. I like to use a drier, more textured products. All right. So I'm going through and doing a little stroking. I like to do this, just kind of breaks up the hair a little bit. Gives a little of those shorter pieces on the inside that help it all kind of pop up. You can see all this hair coming to life. Now, I really love REUZEL products. I actually was a big fan of the products before I started working as a Scumbassador. You know, we did carry them here in my shop, and we actually went to one of the classes. And Michael Martin was actually the Scumbassador. And it was just, I love the products. I love plastic cuts. And at that point in time, they were actually having the open call for Scumbassadors, and I put in my video. And now it's been almost about 3 years. But it's also because I really do stand behind the products. They are fantastic products.
I believe our 3-year anniversary just passed, didn't it, Steph?
No,
April?
it's coming
Was
up.
it April?
July.
Is it coming up? July? Was it July? I don't remember, man.
Yeah,
I don't remember what day it is, more or less what month it is.
Yeah, no kidding. We were out
And the
there
only reason
in
why
July.
I thought of that is I'm going to loud Zach out because we were talking about new products, and he says, is REUZEL chest hair pomade? And I said, no. And I'm thinking only the king of the chest hair would ask a question like that.
All right.
And you remember that when we were at training?
Oh, yeah. Zach's always got the chest hair out. I remember also being in Chicago, and he had those, Zach, those sparkly shoes you had. They're like diamond encrusted loafers.
Yes, those were epic.
Oh, yeah.
We miss you, Zach.
I know. I missed the fact that we missed out on the retreat this past April. It's nice that we get to see everybody once a year. Okay. So I'm really just going through and putting in a lot of texture, a lot of point cutting. Keeping this hair a little bit longer. You know, these guys have funky hairlines. So I'm gonna go through and really detail it all in. Again, really not using any straight lines, so I'm just a lot of point cutting. I love texture. You know, I think it's going to be nice to actually work on longer hair for a little while when we do get back to the shop. You know, skin fades and everything have been so key for so long. Now it's going to be interesting to see all the hair when it actually comes in. Okay. So now I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to use my trimmers and do a little detailing here. I got my Babyless Skeletals. This is my favorite little toy right now. You know, even with using these, I'm still going to actually go in and do some point cutting. I do want the look to be a little more lived in, okay? I'll tell you that cut Rob did yesterday, cut and color. It was awesome. If you guys didn't catch that, you should go on and check that out. Bloody Butcher.
Yes, definitely. He cut Mr. Dick Johnson upside down. That was amazing.
Now, where could they get that video?
They can still hear on the Facebook page, on the REUZEL Pomade Facebook page. It's also on REUZEL.Education on YouTube. All the links can be found in the caption, guys. Any links we talk about can be found in the caption of this post.
All right. Like some hair. All right, so I'm going to go through now again a little bit. These with my Mizutani Scorum blenders. And I do want to take a little of that weight out. These blenders are amazing. Rob and Lane, we've worked very closely with Kiyoshi to make these, and they are made specifically for barbering. I'm doing a little scissor over comb. And I'm just going through and taking some of that bulk out. Just get a little of that movement so it doesn't feel like a big solid mass. It's making me realize how bad I need a haircut right now. I haven't cut my hair since we closed the shop. And it's been 6 weeks. How about you, Curtis? Just kidding.
I can cut my own hair, thank God.
I know. I actually usually do cut my own hair.
I have no hair.
But
Come on, Steph.
I
Nobody
know.
knows.
I know you get that nice, easy haircut.
I did go for like a month and a half, though, without cutting it, just because I was being lazy. And the girlfriend wasn't around.
Yeah, right? So why not?
Yeah.
Hanging in.
Yeah, I'm all spruced up now because I'm headed out there tomorrow.
Nice. All right, so. Next, you get a little more movement on the sides. Again, just very natural lines around the hairline. You know, no hard lines right now. Okay. So now I'm gonna style this guy up a little bit. The blow dryer is a huge thing. You really use the concentrator and it just kind of like pinpoints exactly where you want that hair to go. Besides, I want to kind of take them all back. And again, I'm using my hands a lot because I do want a lot of that natural texture. Real quick before we do that, just kind of touch up these little ears. And then play with some products. What are we right now for time, Curtis?
You're good, Steph. I'm enjoying watching you work. Got about 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, 20 minutes, whatever you want to do.
Nice. All right. So you get some nice shape right now. That length, nice texture. Let's really accentuate it with some products. So now we know we have that base of the grooming tonic. And then I'm going to use a little of our matte styling paste. These are our newest texture, the Blue Boys. I'm going to start with a little bit. Just really work it in my hands. Okay, and I want to work it through the hair everywhere. You really want to get that product in at the root. If you just focus on the ends, it's not going to have that hold that we need to hold it up at the root, because all the weight will then be at the end. So you want to really make sure that you do work that into your hair. Nice and dry. You can start out with a little less, always add more. Okay. I'm gonna add a little more.
Steph, your amazing mother is watching her amazing daughter. Hi, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Hi, Mom.
When's the last time you saw your mom, Steph?
I did actually just see my mom Monday.
Oh, nice.
She's one of my poor peeps that I've seen. We went to go see. She actually was babysitting my niece, so I had to go see the baby.
Let's
Okay.
not talk about that chubby little thing.
I know, right? Those cheeks to die for.
Just want to squeeze her.
She is so big, so fast. Okay. I'm just going to use the pick a little bit. This is a great tool that we use for our pomps and stuff. You know, it works great because you can get it in the hair and move the hair without really disturbing the hair itself. You know, where a comb, if we use a comb, we get a lot of drag on that. So I can like move the hair and manipulate it how I want. Okay. Like I said, I do want to keep a lot of that natural texture. I'm not looking for this to be perfect, perfectly styled. And sometimes it's really tough on these mannequins. These ears don't move.
Is your niece's name Skylar?
Skylar, yep.
Skylar's
Skylar
watching.
Jade.
Skylar's watching. She's so cute. Everybody, she's so cute. Peep Steph's Instagram, because that is probably the cutest kid ever.
Yeah, I just posted that video the other day.
Oh,
She's been
so
giving
cute.
kisses back.
So cute. Peep Steph's Instagram if you want to see the cutest kid ever.
It's Steph Society.
Show some Steph some love while you're over there too.
All right. So on the matte texture, matte paste can be a little dry, right? So we like that dryness to it. Doesn't really look we've got much in there. It's got great hold. I do like that in my hair, but then I do also like to go over with a little bit of our green. This is our medium hold grease. You know, before working with REUZEL, I didn't really use grease-based pomades that much. Just like everybody else, they seem a little scary, right? But I love them, and they are probably one of my favorite products now, and they are very versatile as far as using them on different textures of hair. I do use it in my hair. The cool thing is now I'm going to be putting this on our water-soluble matte paste, and this is actually going to make the grease a little more water-soluble because it's going to be laying on top of that product, and it's going to wash out a lot easier. So now this is just going to give it a little bit of a sheen shine. It doesn't have too much of a high shine. Right, I can go through and just piece out some little pieces here. It works really great actually on long hair too. I know some of the girls use them on like updos, little flyaways. All right, so that is a little bit of our green. And of course, any other hairstylists and barbers know, I'm sure you can play for days, going through and perfecting it. You know, I know I will constantly look at things that I've done and always try to like think of things that I can do to make it better.
Steph, let's get all around. Let's see what it looks like. Give him a good spin.
All
Put him
right.
in the middle. Put him in the middle there so everybody can take a picture and put it on their Instagram.
Check that out. I get some nice natural texture in there.
Put him in the middle, Steph.
A little longer length. Style with the grooming tonic. And then a little matte paste. Finished off with a little bit of the green medium hold. And that is our shortcut from our London calling.
Steph, that's an absolutely amazing job there, my dear. Absolutely amazing.
All right. And like I said, I showed you guys before, this is the same haircut. And it's just actually styled 2 different ways. Right, so this is just put a little surf tonic in there, a little air dry, and then afterwards finish it with a little bit of our matte paste. So you can see that nice natural hair texture. Right? His fringe, yeah, I don't want to say fringe. It's not a good word for men, right? His front is actually a little bit shorter on this guy than I did on the one that we just cut. But yep, you can see those 2 styles. And that is our short.
Steph, great job, my dear.
So,
I love watching you work. So just to recap,
how's
guys.
everybody doing out there? Anybody have any questions as far as like the cut goes?
I think you did an amazing job. There was no good questions. I think you covered everything very thoroughly. I did want to touch.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just wanted to touch on our London calling.
All right,
we also have Travis. We have Travis that did a mid-length cut.
That is the cut. And I'm not sure if he can hear me. I can't really hear what's going on right now.
No, did you lose me? Did you lose me? Well, I think we lost Steph.
All right,
well, that's all good.
Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed being here.
We can still hear you,
today.
Steph, so we're going to say goodbye to you, though. Bye, Steph. Now, everybody.
I really appreciate the time to have the opportunity to cut. It feels great to be back in my element here in a little society salon and vinyl in little Rhode Island. So if you guys want to go on and check us out, my Instagram is Steph Society and then Society Salon RI.
Awesome, Steph. Can you hear me now?
Hit me up. Any questions? Feel free. I'm not sure if I just lost it, if you guys can even hear me.
Yeah, just roll with it, girl.
Regardless, thank you. So you guys can be safe and healthy.
Guys, I want to thank you for staying all the way to the end today. I have 2 announcements. We want to thank Steph again. First announcement for Friday. Friday is a really big announcement. We have Mr. George. Mr. George is the deacon of the Lord. Mr. George will be joining us. George, actually, the pictures that we were showing today, that was the actual haircut that was done by Mr. George. So I'm very looking forward to working with George. So on Friday, we have Mr. George, May 8th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Excuse me. So to my first announcement, I got a big surprise for you now. So our first surprise would be for our London Calling collection. I am offering that you can do a download copy of a step-by-step of a REUZEL London Calling short that was done today by Miss Stephanie. That would be this haircut right here. If you go to this link anytime from here on out, you can download a step-by-step of this haircut that you can have personally to keep for yourself. That is my gift to you from REUZEL. So, number 2, we have a big giveaway announcement tomorrow. Tomorrow on the REUZEL.Education page on Instagram, we are announcing a huge REUZEL giveaway. Tomorrow at REUZEL.Education on Instagram. So just Have everybody tune again in on Friday for Mr. George. We're looking forward to having George in on Friday. I'm looking forward to working with him. And my friends, thank you for joining us again. It's always a pleasure, and we will see you again soon.
That's all, folks.
Thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you again on Friday for the Deacon of the Lord, Mr. George, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central European Time. Thank you for tuning in.